How's the open week been for you?
Just a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
Been trying to get a lot of stuff done and get some of the stuff that cleaned up from prior, several weeks, and gave us a chance to really get to some work in the film room with the guys as well. But also gave the guys a chance to rest, which was big because they haven't stopped since we started in camp.
James, the option that Philip gives you with the numbers that he's putting up, how tempting, how much do you have to control yourself in that, not overusing that threat and trying to go to it too often?
Yeah, well, you obviously got to use him when they give you those looks, and the great thing is he's been so consistent for us. Not just catching the ball, but how he's been running his routes and how he's been getting open, which that's been the biggest thing. So, it's great. I want to get to the point where I'm actually holding back, right? But, we want to go to him. He works hard, man. He deserves it.
Can you teach? I mean, I'm sure there's teaching involved, but is a route runner something that, is it instinctive, or when you become a great one, or is it something you can literally learn throughout?
I think so. I think there's a dance part of it, where things are off of rhythm and timing and balance, and I think you can have great speed and not get open, and I think that all comes with balance as well. I think that there's a combination that you have to have speed, you have to have balance, and then you have to have a certain tempo when you're running certain routes. So there's work involved in that.
Where's that combination with him? Everybody knows the 4-3, but
right, that's where we're at right now. We're finally getting to see it. I think in the past it's been there, here and there. I think we've seen it very consistent this year.
James, with Virginia Tech's defense being so aggressive, talk about the challenge for your offensive line and just sort of your offense in general. I don't know if you have to alter things you do, or you just try to get them to adjust to you.
Well, I think you do a little bit of both. I think they look at you and they take advantage of your tendencies, and you obviously got to look at them and take advantage of their tendencies. So I think there's a chess match involved with that. I think there's a part of it where we're both going to be hard-headed. We're going to want to do what we do, and our players got to play. So that's the other part of the game. But I think there's a combination of both those things.
The challenge for the O-line, can you talk about that a little bit too? Just
sure.
With that?
And they provide a great challenge just because all the movement that they do, and they're quick and they're coached really well. Those guys play hard, they play low, and they play fast. That's why they have success on defense. So it's going to be a challenge for us to know our keys and really be on our game.
You were talking about the timing with with Philip and the route running. What about Kaya being the other part of that equation for a quarterback? Is it kind of the same way? Is some of it just natural hand-eye? I don't know what you call it.
It is a lot of hand coordination with the quarterback, but when you have the rhythm of the route and you have triggers within routes, it helps the quarterbacks out. And what I mean by triggers, guys that you can read their body language when they're setting what they're about to do up. And I think that's all the work that we do in practice before we get to the team periods. We work that out. So we're able to get back in the film room and able to see, when he's going to break on his route, he's giving you this movement. So get ready for it when you see this certain coverage. That's where you want to throw him out of his break. So there's a lot of investment involved with that with regards to reps.
How much for Kaya is that than mental, just study, being a really smart guy?
That's more reps.
Or how much is it physical?
That's a bunch of that's physical. The study part is, when do I go to that guy based on the coverage? Okay, and then that's when your reps that you have in practice kick in. All right, my read's taking me to this. All right, when is he getting open?
So what have you seen in Kaya that is he obviously he's progressing in that area? What makes him special in that area, or
just his process? How fast he processes the game. That's been his biggest chip that he's had. To his favor is that he can see things and process it very fast and get to those reads and get to those targets. I think that's how the other part is God-given ability of him throwing the football. He's got really good hand talent and he's able to adjust to receivers. Doesn't necessarily have to change his arm angle. He can always just sometimes just flick his wrist and get the ball there. You saw the throw to Phillip in the game, the deep corner, the 79-yarder. You know, there was a guy in his face, and he didn't put as much as he wanted to, but the only way he could get it out there was by using his hands, and he really didn't have a whole arm angle. He just kind of flicked it, and the ball went. So part of that's God-given ability.
Seems that one of the